listening to Purdue's #1 sports talk radio show, Sports Night on WCCR, Extreme College Radio.
Sweep to the right-hand side, into the 15, breaks to the outside, off the block, goes to the 10, to the 5, and he scoots into the end zone with a touchdown.
Moore has it, head to Johnson, Hill, touchdown! Play action pass, he rolls straight back. They've got a man wide open, it's Ross. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Boilermakers! Corner Smith shoots another three. Bullseye! It's intercepted. Ricardo Allen may score. He's at the 30. He's at the 40. One man to beat is Robinson. Robinson can't get him. He's at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Ricardo Allen.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Mike Tainer.
And I'm Steve Pedraza. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Hope everyone's staying safe and having fun trick-or-treating out there. Us
That's
college
right.
students, you know, we like candy.
I think everybody likes candy.
We all love candy, especially chocolate, you know. Milk. What was your favorite candy growing up in Halloween?
Oh, God. Let me think. Well, my favorite candy, like sugar candy, was Skittles. My favorite chocolate-ish kind of candy was Twix. Love Twix.
Oh, okay, I see that. You know, for me, I was a Milk Dud kind of guy.
Yeah.
Maybe a little Starburst here and there.
Oh, Starburst were fantastic.
The little two-pack.
Yeah.
Little 2 squares.
Yeah. You can't. Twizzlers. Love
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers are awesome.
I love licorice.
I love black licorice, not so much, but red licorice.
Strawberry or cherry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any fond memories of growing up? Halloween. What was your Halloween costume when you were little?
I did so many things. One year I did Elvis Presley. I think I like the sideburns. What? Oh God, I'm trying to remember the good ones. Can
you beat Humpty Dumpty?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Were you Humpty Dumpty?
I was a tiger. I was Elmo.
I'm seriously, I'm lapsing right now. I'm trying to think of what I was. I remember being Elvis.
It's okay. You can talk about it in break. And
that's right.
We'll come back and break. Anyways, like I said, happy Halloween to all. We got a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We're going to let you know what's happening in Purdue Athletics. We'll break down and analyze the Purdue football game against Michigan and preview Purdue's next game at Wisconsin. Mike and I will look at Week 8 in the NFL in our segment, The Redzone. Finally, we'll go through some sports news in Headline Crossfire. Mike, you ready to go?
As always. All right. Let's start off with Back in Black this week in Boilermaker Athletics.
The number 11 Purdue women's volleyball team took on the state of Michigan this past weekend. On Friday, the Boilers took on number 18 Michigan and topped the Wolverines 3-0. Junior Ariel Turner and senior Tiffany Fisher led the way with 9 kills apiece, while redshirt sophomore Catherine Barczyk and freshman Valerie Nickel each tallied 8 kills. Then on Saturday, the ladies took on Michigan State and defeated Sparty 3-1. The women's volleyball team improved their record to 20-3 and will take the court again on Wednesday versus number 3 Illinois at home starting at 8 p.m.
The Purdue men and women's cross-country teams had a very busy weekend competing in the Big Ten Cross-Country Championships held on Sunday in Urbana-Champaign, Illinois. The Purdue men's team finished 9th and the women's team finished 11th overall. Both teams will compete again in the NCAA Great Lakes Regional in Toledo, Ohio in 2 weeks.
The Purdue women's soccer team had their last regular season game versus number 12 Penn State in Happy Valley this past Friday and lost in the Lions 2-0. Purdue unfortunately did not qualify for the Big Ten tournament, thus ending their season with a final record of 7-11-2. The Boilers will return to action next year with 22 remaining players. Yeah.
The Purdue women's golf team posted a tournament low 297 in the final round to claim the 10th annual landfall tradition by 14 strokes Sunday at the Country Club of Landfalls Jack Nicklaus course, in Washington, Wilmington, North Carolina. Junior Paula Reto. Yeah, I'm terrible with names, by the way, people. Sorry. She led the way for the Boilermakers, capturing her first collegiate individual title by 3 strokes with a 2 over par weekend score.
The Purdue men's golf team shot at 8 over 296 on Sunday to wrap up the Bridgestone Golf Collegiate in a tie for 6th place and put the finishing touches on its fall schedule. The Boilermakers finished in a group of 4 teams tied at 6th place with a team total of 593 for the tournament. That was 17 over par, 11 strokes behind tournament champion Iowa State.
The Purdue women's basketball team suffered a major blow to their team as redshirt senior Dre Mingo will be out for the season after tearing her ACL, what's new, in a scrimmage on Saturday.
What is going on with Purdue Athletics?
I know. Well, it's always the knee.
It's always the knee.
I think they should be a mandate now, like just everyone needs to wear knee guards. knee braces or something. I don't know.
Seriously.
I've never seen this. This is ridiculous. Every year it seems like there's some other ACL injury.
Yeah. Anyways, the Purdue football team took on number 17 Michigan in Ann Arbor and fell to the Wolverines 36-14. Looking at the stat sheet, total offensive, Purdue had 311 yards. Penalty-wise, I want to note, we had 8 penalties for a total of 86 yards.
Yeah.
Individual stats, rushing, Caleb Turbers led the team, mainly at the end of the game there, with 3 carries for total yards of 38 yards. He had that 41-yard long run that helped the Boilermakers score their second touchdown late in the game. Second was Ralph Bolden. He had 11 carries for just 22 yards. Passing, we saw both quarterbacks, Robert Marv and Caleb Turbers. Robert Marv completed 8 of 14 passes, did have 1 interception, and threw for 66 yards and had the 1 touchdown pass late of the game. And then Caleb Turbers started the game, and we saw him at the start of the second half. He completed 9 of 13 passes for 156 yards, 1 touchdown pass. Receiving, Justin Siller led the team with 5 carries for 58 yards. On the Michigan side of the ball, they had total offensive yards of 535 yards. Individual stats, Fitzgerald Tersaint, running back in rushing, had 20 carries for total yards of 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. Passing, Denard Robinson, majority of the passes, completed 9 of 14 passes, did have 1 interception, and threw for 170 yards. And receiving, Jeremy Gallen led the Michigan Wolverines with 3 catches for 79 yards. Mike, we got off to a fast start. I know you weren't here last week, but me and Mike Becco talked about, Purdue needed to come out and score quick.
Yeah.
They did that within 3 minutes of the game.
But then Michigan bounced right back.
And after that, there was nothing from the Purdue offense, even from Purdue defensively.
Oh, the defense was terrible. I think the defense-wise team lost.
Go ahead on your vent.
I mean, well, in Big Ten play, you have to be able to stop, because the Big Ten is known for being a big, tough, grind it out kind of conference. And Michigan got 17 of their 25 first downs through running. Mm-hmm. I think then they averaged something like, what was it? How many yards? 6.4 yards per rush.
6.4 yards per rush.
And what's his name? How do you say his last name?
Fitzgerald Tersaint.
He averaged 8.5 yards a carry. I mean, this defense could not stop the run.
Michigan before the game was searching for that running back.
Yeah, and I think they found it. I mean, he was a monster. He had 175 yards. I mean, just 59-yard run. Huge plays from him. Denard Robinson, semi-kept in check. He only had 76 yards running, but still, great for him.
Yeah.
I just think it came down to the running game, and Purdue could not stop the running game.
Yeah.
Because passing wasn't all that fantastic. Yeah, they only got 170 yards.
Yeah, and they were throwing the ball away early too. Two quick interceptions in that first half.
Yeah, and no touchdowns the whole game for him. So
Yeah, I'll start with. We're talking more about defense. Yeah, I'll start talking about defense. Yeah, they were physical at times, but I think 85% of the time we didn't see that physicality. We saw first 4 games, I should say, of Big Ten play. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it's Big Ten play. You got to come ready to play each week. If you don't, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
We often start on a high note, and defense comes out. Michigan goes right down the field.
Yeah, they waltzed down the field right away.
Secondary, I thought we knew Denard Robinson and their other quarterback who comes in on 3rd and longs, maybe 2-minute drill, Devin Gardner. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not protective of the ball. They create turnovers for themselves. They have mental errors. They throw the ball in places shouldn't be thrown, where defensive secondaries are there to catch the ball for an interception.
Yeah.
mean, you saw it both times. Both balls were deep. Joey Holland had that nice, the tight end was going on out route. Joey Holland read that, got the interception. And then the long one was that Josh Johnson, that long one from Devin Gardner, that put us on our own 5-yard line, which inevitably led us to a sack or a safety.
Yeah.
That offensive series. Defensively, I was very disappointed.
It was terrible.
We just missed that physicality from the first 4 weeks of Big Ten play, and a team number 17 in the nation. They're not just going to fall down. Oh, you beat Illinois the week before.
Yeah, exactly. We're terrified. No.
Yeah.
And like you said, this is a conference where every week is a new new light. You can't savor doing good a week before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you have to be prepared to come out every week, and Purdue just wasn't.
Right.
And I'm also not a fan of this dual quarterback thing either.
Let's make that transition. Talk about the offense.
Let's talk about that because that was terrible. Caleb Turbush looked great. He was 9 for 13. He had 156 yards and a touchdown. When Marv played, I mean, he had one more attempt. Well, he also had an interception. He had one more attempt than Turbush and more than half the yards that he only had 66 yards.
Right.
I mean, it's nice that you feel like you have two quarterbacks that can play, but sometimes putting guys, your offense is never in sync.
Right.
Because you have Turbush playing, then all of a sudden the next series you go to Marr. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like this offense is in sync enough to be able to, continue to score and keep on going. I don't like it at all.
Right. What boggles my mind, just looking at the stat sheet, after Purdue scored on their first series, they went right down the field. I think it was 5 or 6 plays series. Right after that, we had all 3 and outs. Afterwards, and I'm looking at the stat sheet. Caleb Turbush, was in there for the, after we scored that touchdown. The next 3 series, we went 3 and out, including that safety. To me, I thought we were throwing the ball more. I mean, he only had 13 attempts.
Yeah.
And he completed 9 of them.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, maybe we were running ball. I mean, we had 29 total rushing attempts.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't remember. To me, I thought we were passing the ball a lot.
Yeah.
But in reality, we weren't even throwing the ball that much.
Well, the problem is because the rush was going nowhere. Ralph Bolden got nothing the whole game.
Maybe that's, I mean, the thing that's, tricking me, confusing me right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the stat sheet. I didn't know we only threw the ball 27 times.
Yeah. The only run that was really impressive was Caleb Turbush's
at the end of the game.
At the end of the game. I mean, everything else was just, but I think the longest by any, let's see, Ralph Bolden had an 8-yard run. That was his longest. Nothing.
I mean, to me, the coaches were thinking, you know what, this offense is right now out of sync.
Yeah.
3 and outs, 1 including a safety. You know what? Maybe we need something to spice up this, get things going, and maybe put in Robert Marv. And the one thing I don't like about Robert Marv, and I've said this since the Southeast Missouri State game, and like Danny Hope said, he plays out of the system. He doesn't need to rush out of the pocket as quick as he does.
He just likes to do that.
I don't understand why he does that, because there are times when our offensive line is giving him time to throw in the pocket, and then he decides to run out of it, and he runs right into our lineman defending a guy.
Right.
I don't get it. Just stay in the pocket, stay in the extra second or two. Our receivers are fast enough to get open. And the good thing is, when Marv did come into the game that first series, Purdue went down the field. We got it to the Michigan 11-yard line, where the play call was an inside bubble screen to Justin Siller.
Yeah.
He kind of tipped the pass, missed the catch, and it bounced off him and landed right into a Michigan defender for an interception.
Yeah, I mean, those are huge momentum killers, especially when you're able to drive down the field. For that to come out, for that to end with no points at all, I mean, it's demoralizing to an offense. Michigan strolls.
Goes right down the field and scores a touchdown. So that's a 10-point swing right there.
Yeah, very,
And that killed our momentum, I think, for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I agree.
The whole game offense was out of sync ever since that first series. It kind of went, hey, we could score. Hey, we scored on them. Game over. We scored on the first series. We could beat these guys.
Unfortunately, you play 60 minutes of football, not a drive.
Coaching, I thought we had a good game plan coming in. We could kind of see what they wanted to do with Denard Robinson. They wanted to put the ball in other players' hands, which they did with Fitzgerald Torres. He had the big career day.
Yeah, he was a monster.
And get hit, and have the quarterbacks make mistakes, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
And offensively, I thought the play calling was an issue again.
Mm-hmm.